Hello and welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspirational Wisdom. I just finished running. It's kind of hot out here. I'm at the city park. They don't have corona restrictions here, fortunately. So what wisdom am I going to pass on today? I was thinking of one of my old mentors when I first started studying. I went over there one night and I was crying and whining about, I think, a girlfriend or something. He had me write a letter to her, and he had me take it out in the garden, dig a hole and bury it. And he asked me, he says, "Do you feel better?" I said, "Yeah, I do." I said, "Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that idea?" It's kind of symbolism. He told me, he said, when his mentors passed it on to him, and when I got big and strong, I was to pass it on to other people. So I have passed it on. Now, if this video is of value to you, please hit the like and subscribe button. I have a website too. You can go there and check out my biography if you want to know a little bit about me. What am I going to talk about today? I'm going to talk about being a man today. Because if you are a man, if you're a guy, a man, a boy, there's not too many role models nowadays. My father was pretty fair. He went to work. He every day he worked hard, and he gave me a model of what accountability is, structure, work ethic, and I'm very grateful for that. Although he didn't teach me anything about girls or relationships or anything like that. And that seems to be a problem today. I have 6 young kids, as you know, 19 years old and under, 5 boys and 1 daughter, and I have been raising them by myself since for about the last 9 years. Their mother is gone out of the country and she never returned, which has been good for me as far as the divorce and custody goes, as some of you might know how vicious that can be. But when I started out a long time ago, I wanted to have 15 kids. Now that was a time when I was told, I was married before. I've been married more than once, 4 times actually. But I was told by a doctor that I had a low sperm count. So I thought, well, maybe it's not in the cards for me to have kids, but I wanted kids, right? So instead of allowing the universe to just work things out, I decided I would adopt my then wife, her son, which I did. I don't regret that, but so I adopted him. And then 3 or 4 years later, her and I had a disagreement, or whatever you want to call it, and we both went our separate ways. And lo and behold, she came up pregnant. And of course, I thought it wasn't mine because, right, I can't get her pregnant, right? I have a low sperm count. And I found out she was running around on me, so surely it's not my child. Well, long story short, it was my child. And I've had, how many since then? 6. I've had 6 since then. It's kind of hard to keep count. But I'm grateful for all of them. But there you go. I thought, because a doctor told me, a doctor, right? The doctors, from the time we're raised up, we are told to believe that the doctor is the authority. Almost like he's the ultimate authority. And as you see in this case, he was not. And in many, many other cases where people have told, or the doctors have told people that they only had a short time to live, and they lived for years. So much depends on the will of the person and their belief. Their belief in what the doctor says, and their belief in themselves, and their belief in their higher power, if they choose to have a belief such as that, which, in my opinion, it does help. Most great men of faith who have done great things had a belief in something, spirit of the universe, creative intelligence, the atom, whatever. But because sometimes when things aren't going your way, which many times they're not, or they seem like they're not, but the reality is they are going your way. But you can't see the big picture. You can't see the past clearly. They say that 75% of what we remember is not reality. It's false. I don't know if our memory changes or what happens. And of course, the future, we can't see into the future unless you are a clairvoyant or a psychic. There are some people I think that can have visions of the future. I'm not one of them. I have intuition, of course, but I really have no clairvoyant abilities. But maybe some people do. But if you're like me, most of us, we can't see into the future unless you have a crystal ball, which I don't have. But so we can't see the big picture. We don't know. So sometimes we try to figure out with this rational mind, our 2 + 2 = 4 mind, what's going to happen tomorrow? Well, let me see. I'm going to go to work, and the boss is going to come in, and he's angry at me. So he's going to say this, and I'm going to say that. And then when he says that, I'm going to do this, and he'll do that. And we play out this whole scenario in our heads, like we know what's going to happen. And how many times have you done that? And then you go to work, or whatever the case may happen to be, you go in and it doesn't happen anything like you even imagined it. So who knows what's going to happen? So we have to have this trust. Although I do believe in visualization, and I believe if you plan something, or if you visualize something over and over and over with emotion, it will bring you to your desired result or something better. But in the previous case about the boss and you going to work, usually that's something you're worried about. It's something that's going to happen tomorrow, and you don't have a lot of time, because when we visualize and emotionalize, we don't manifest immediately, which is good, of course, because you don't want to be driving down the road and think, that son of a bitch cut me off. I hope he has an accident and dies. Well, wouldn't it, if we could instantly manifest things, that man would be dead along with probably many others. And I know none of us really wants that, although you may think you do sometimes. So the point is, we need to trust that even though it doesn't seem like things are going our way, or we're going in the direction that we want, if we continue to move forward. The only time we get stuck in fear is when we don't take action. If you're depressed, if you're fearful, get up and take some action in the direction of your goals. Maybe you say, I don't know what to do. Well, you know what to take the next step. Just take the next step. Maybe it's just getting up and watching a YouTube video, or reading a page out of a book, or meditating, or mowing the yard, or cleaning your room, or making your bed. It doesn't have to be anything big and grand. Just take action. Take care of business. Make sure your own house is in order. And when I speak of house, it could mean your house, but I speak of house, I mean your inside of you, your inner world, your consciousness, because everything comes from the inside out. Your world is a reflection of what's going on inside of you. If you're having trouble out there, lack, you have lack somewhere inside yourself. A good way to see that is if you see something in someone else that annoys the hell out of you, usually you have that very trait somewhere within you, and that is reflecting back to you. It's a favor, so you can see what you need to change within yourself. I remember this one time I was going out with this girl, and I didn't think I was getting the attention that I felt like I was lacking her attention. And maybe I was, but that doesn't really matter. The lesson there is if I'm seeing lack there and feeling lack there, that will spread out into other areas of my life. So whatever you focus on grows. If you're focusing on lack, then you're going to get more lack in your finances, your friendships, whatever it happens to be. Okay, if you're focusing on abundance and let me see, the abundance in your life and many things coming into your life, how blessed you got it, how good you got it, how fortunate you are, the more you focus on that, the more of that you're going to get. It's like when you buy a car, right? You buy this red car. You didn't see any before, but now all of a sudden, everywhere on the road, there's a red car. You swear they weren't there before, but they were, you just didn't see them. When you bought that car, it made you aware of red cars. Let's say a red Impala. All of a sudden, there's red Impalas everywhere. That is known, it activates your reticular activating system to where you can see those. It brings them into your consciousness, your reality. They were always there before, but you just didn't see them. That works that way for everything, not just when you buy a car. Everything you focus on. If you focus on the little that you have, you're not going to get any more. But if you focus on the abundance, what you have, and magnify it, then more of that will come into your life. Okay, thanks for joining me. And again, hit the like and subscribe button so we have future videos coming out. And I'm glad you joined me, and have a great day.